Testing, one, two, testing. Hello and good morning. How are you doing? I hope you had a very nice weekend. It's another week, a very amazing week that is actually starting today. To the Forex trader. So this 21st of August started today, and then we just end Forex trading at the end of 26th. Yep. Now I'm just going to be going through something over here. So we're going to go through the market analysis for today. I hope maybe you're going to follow this. In less than 1 hour, I'm going to be going through this, and I'm just going to be helping you so much to know what is actually just going to be happening this week, starting today. And from this week, remember, every time you actually do this market outlook, the market, most of the time, the market actually tends to be positive and following our directions. So that's why it's very important for us actually to just follow whatever we are just going to be talking about here. So I'm going to touch a little bit on fundamental analysis, and then from fundamental analysis we'll just be combining with technical analysis of what we expect in the market, because we cannot miss that. And then from that we'll just conclude with the things that we have to do over there. We'll be checking different strategies that we can actually come up with, combining over there, little technical analysis there and a lot of things. And I hope less than 1 hour I'll actually be out over here and you actually have gained something. So if this is your first time, or maybe you have joined this live, make sure that you like. That's the first thing that you have to do. Make sure that you like this live. If you have any question, there's a comment section down and over there. Make sure that you just do that. But make sure that you like and subscribe, like and comment down one. If you have any question, you want me to check anything in the market, leave it in the comment section over there, or just be checking out or your comment. The week actually has started. There's a lot of things that are happening. Remember what happened on Thursday? Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin just going down. That is what we had last week on Thursday. Today we have even the gold actually just went so down over there. Those are the things that you are going to see in the market and what has been happening. But first of all, as you can see in our calendar, let me just show you here. So as you can see in our calendar today, around 4:15 a.m., 4:15 a.m., we end this news about the prime loan. You know what we call this prime loan here, that is just released in this is China. This Chinese what? Renminbi, okay, CNY. And what has been happening is crazy, because these people have been reducing this rate over here. You can see from 2022 the rate has actually been increasing, and from 3.8 you can see this graph how it has just been going this way. And you know that the more actually they actually reduce this things of prime loan interest, then they tend people to borrow more loan. People actually borrow more loan, causing inflation and bringing negative impact to the market. That's why you can see it just reducing just like this. And the moment actually we are expecting, the market was expecting around 3.4%, but actually it printed a little high, 3.45, which is not bad in the market. They tried actually to just not reduce it to 3.4. But what this did to the market, let me just show you a technical side of it, and what we expect and right over here. So if you go to USD CNY, you can see the CNY actually has been weakening against dollar for longest time. since almost January, from the start of this year, 2023. The CNY actually has just been weakening against the dollar, and we have this critical point that actually was formed around this area, that is yesterday, last night over here, that is across this point over here, where we have a sell zone over here across this area. And this zone actually is very important because you can see it was formed around this area, and we're expecting some news over here. Now, if this rate actually could have gone, maybe if they could have made it go higher, then we could have seen this actually increasing towards this. But I think it's because they are prime loan interest over here that I just decided maybe to put it around 3.5, which printed and green over here, because if we could have maybe gone below 3.4, it could be negative things. It could be actually have been something else. Now that is CNY. So if you are trading that, then that 3.4 is actually a mixed reaction over here, but we'll be checking something here to see whether we are going to identify a reversal around this region here. So that is CNY, that is USD CNY. I actually drew this on Telegram last night and the WhatsApp group for the people who are following on that. That's why I just extended it to, so that maybe you can just follow up on that. Let's check something else that we actually wait to happen this week. On the calendar right over here, we have a lot of things, and I'm actually going to tell you what happened to the Bitcoin last week. So what we can see right here, we have Wednesday. On Wednesday, that is when the, I have just felt, and I don't want to put the minor news that will be happening this week, but we just be checking the high impact news, and all we can just see over here is PMI. Okay, PMI, manufacturing index. On the euro, we have euro over here that is expected. So what you just have to know difference between these, we have the French flash manufacturing PMI, and we have this one. So some people may be asking, what is the difference between these two? Actually, this data is very important. We have German flash and French over here. There's are two of them. So any of this data, what you have to be looking here is that anytime we have higher, like for example, we have above 50, it just shows that economy is healthy. But when we have low, less than 50, we have a deteriorating economy. And on the French over here, we have when the data is actually taken 750 purchasing managers which ask respondent to rate relative level of business condition, including employment and all that. So you can see it's a survey made by 750 about the economy over here. But when we go to the Germans over here, we have 800. We have the 800 right here. So this is a very good indicator to show us how the economy is actually just doing, because if the data is high, it just shows us the economy is actually doing good. And that's why when we have high data on this PMI, it actually shows us that the currency is actually, it will bring the currencies to strengthen over there. And some people ask how you can just know, for example, let's say you are trading the one over here that is going to be printed on Wednesday, PMI over here. If it actually print like 46 over 45.2, it actually shows the economy that is healthy, doing good. And now this is what will actually strengthen the euro. And what will happen in the Euro USD, something like Euro USD, will actually see a bullish move. So that is what you have to know over there. So these are among the data that will be released over here. PMI for Euro, Europe, Germany. Over here we have USA. That is the data we just expect on Wednesday. Now let's just go on Thursday. Unemployment claim, you know, that is one of the big news that actually causes the market, especially when we have unexpected data that is going to be printed into the market. So this is one of the news that actually will cause volatility in many stock market, commodities, sometimes like gold, precious metals. There we have currencies that actually have dollar inside, and this is in even the dollar index over there. So this is very important, and the predictions over here is that employment is actually going to go up, which means that in case maybe it print more than this 241 over there, it actually causes the dollar to weaken, of which means on Thursday, if actually printing this one is higher than 240 over there, then it's just going to be a trend over here. It's going to be have a negative impact towards the dollar. And what we're going to see is we can see something like gold being a bull over there. We can see Euro USD being a bull, GBP USD being a bull, and where the US dollar is actually based, then you actually always see the bear market. So that is what you have to know over there. So those are the expectations that we just expect in the market. And on Friday 5 p.m. we expect that the Fed chairman Powell will speak. It will just be speaking on this day, and the matter that what he's going to speak to this day on Friday is actually someone is calling. Is matters regarding the interest rate. So the last time we saw that they were speaking about where they were saying that in case they see the market is not doing as they expected, then actually they are going to continue to hike the interest rate. So even this speech over here is actually going to be very important. This speech is actually going to be important, so that you can just be following up to know what is just going to be happening there in the market. Let's just check on the technical side. There are a lot of things that are being happening in the market. We'll just be checking with time as we go through technical analysis side. Let's talk about little bit about what happened on the Bitcoin last, so that we can just finish up with the fundamental news. So those, if you maybe you have been trending on the Bitcoin, Ethereum and all that, you saw that the Bitcoin actually crossed below 26. Bitcoin actually crossed below 26. That is crazy. And so many people actually, or maybe your stop loss was around something like Ethereum just went below 15, below 1600, and that's crazy. So that was a very big move over there. And what happened is that this news actually, I don't know whether it was a misleading news, because to what I know is that there is no official statement that have been released on this. So crypto was under pressure throughout the Thursday, but dropped sharply around 6 p.m. Eastern time, following the report in the Wall Street Journal that Elon Musk SpaceX wrote down the value of Bitcoin owned by $376 million last year and in 2021. So this is where people, this news was released saying that Elon Musk actually sold Bitcoin. That's what the 373 million over there. And I think this is what brought fear into the market, and people now started selling the Bitcoin and crypto over there, and actually it just went massively down. So as we'll be checking on the technical analysis, we'll just be checking to see whether this is the right time maybe to buy the crypto. Is this the right time to buy from the crypto, or still we can just wait from the market? We just see that one at the end of the video, because actually we always finish with analyzing the crypto. So make sure that you just follow that to see whether we have opportunity to buy, because the price is actually very low for the Bitcoin and the Ethereum as we speak right now. So there's something that has been happening right over here. Euro USD over here, you know, the last analysis actually we just did over here, and that was the last Monday. We had where the market we expected it to touch this region, but let me just go to even higher time frame so that we can see, do we have future for this? Do you have future for this market? Where do we expect this market to be going right over here? So as you can see, this monthly time frame, this monthly time frame, and as you can see from afar, this monthly time frame over here, I know we always have different technical analysis side. Remember this, so as you can see, this is how the market has just been doing from 2009, from 2008 up to this place. The dollar actually been the euro has actually been losing against the dollar, and the dollar was just gaining from 2008 up to this place. And you can see in the long term, this actually the market just going down. So that is what you can just see right over here. And what you expect right over here is actually the market to try and touch around 1.14 in a monthly time frame, as we can see right here. As we can see right over here in a monthly time frame. I hope maybe I can just expand this so that we can see well. So what we can see right here is the market that is actually trying to move this way. Let me draw something. You always have to know the direction of the market in long higher time frames. So you can see the market that has been moving all this way, touching this, making them actually to be very violent, very violent support and resistance point, this and this one. So the only thing that you can expect is actually the market to try and touch this one in maybe in a higher time frame around 1.14. This is monthly time frame. Let me just check on something else here, which is lower time frame, so that we can see whether we have an opportunity for the market to move upward just like that. We may skip and go to one day time frame. 1 day time frame. But after this, we're going to see what the dollar index has been doing, because that is the one that will give us the performance of the dollar in the long term run. So you can see this one, how this is just doing over here is this. So you can see that these trend lines, two of them, there is something else inside. That is 1 month, this is 1 day. Let me just show you something here. This is 1 day time frame. I'm using RSI indicator. You can try to use other indicators over there. That's simple. So on this day time frame over here, let me just delete this. I'm trying to see what the market has just been doing over here, forming high highs, low lows. So which means the market has actually been moving this direction in a long time. So you can see the market moving this, touching this, touching this. and the direction that we actually wait is actually around this region over here before the market actually moves over here. Remember, in 1 month time frame we were talking about this region here. In 1 month time frame we are talking about this region across this point. But now look at this 1 day time frame here. What do you see is the market that we actually wait to come around this area, that about this region across this point here, across this area, and we maybe have somewhere where we can have to enter long over here. So we can expect the price to either touch the resistance point, and this being our support area. So across this area, that is around 1.182, 1.082, that is why we expect to the market actually to be coming and going up from that region here. So the reason I'm saying we have something to wait, the market to at least come down over here. This, remember, this is Euro USD. So let's see what the news says on now. If the market does not touch here, because on Monday we don't have a lot of things, and Tuesday, then the news about the PMI data, we are going to see whether it is going to cause this market to come around this area. So this area is very important. Reason being, as you can see, even if when you are using the indicator over here, the RSI, the relative strength index, we still have an opportunity for this market to move at least downward here before we say this market is actually oversold, and we wait the market actually to just reverse back. So we still have a little opportunity, this market to move downward a little bit over there. So we can say we have at least something to say that the market can move around that area before we decide to enter long from that region. But remember, we just expect if the unemployment news comes being a negative one, causing the dollar to weaken, let's say the Euro USD, as we are saying, strengthening over here, weakening over here, comes here, PMI data causes this market to come over here, the unemployment causes the dollar to lose the value over here, and then the market comes over there. That will just be a good effect, but we'll just be following up to see if that is going to align. Yeah, but you can see we still have an opportunity for this market to at least come and try to test this support area across this region. So that is what I can see. We still have an opportunity over here. You can try to use other indicators right here. This market is actually going, let's see, I don't want to combine a lot of indicators, but you can use retracement, Fibonacci over there to try and figure out what is just going to be happening over. But you can see we don't have a clear shot. We don't have a clear shot yet, but when this market comes over here, then we have many proofs that this market is actually going to reverse over here. Then this place actually will be worth it. And if this market comes and crosses this area below and goes below this one, then that is what we say the change of character, because this market will just be changing the position, breaking our previous low. GBP USD has actually been having the same directions, the same move. So you can see this position that we actually discussed last Monday, this position here around this area, and this our trend lines over here seems to be broken. Point over here, so we are actually been planning to enter here because this is where we will be having the demand zone. The demand zone has actually been showing a hub across this area, but let me just show you at the highest time frame. Let me show you something about the highest time frame of what you expect, what has been happening. So we have, you can see where we have a supply zone on the GBP USD. This is the region we have been having a supply zone. So remember, tomorrow I'll be releasing the video about the supply and demand zone, what you have to be checking, and it's actually going to be amazing over here. So what we can see over here is the GBP USD that have been recovering from over zone area and actually trying to come over here and test this point again. So that you can see is just moving up and up, trying to come to this after testing this. So you can see every one of them that actually was testing this, it actually coming over here to a supply zone here and this one. So there's a high probability that we have this market to move over here. So that is what we can just be seeing over here on the highest time frame. I want to see what has been happening across this one, and this is what we are talking about, this the market that's actually moving uptrend. This market is on uptrend, as you can see. The GBP USD is on a uptrend on the daily time frame, an uptrend market right here, and you can see how it's actually been forming right over here. So in case maybe we have this market to come right over here, because this was very high, another high that was formed around this area, so as like we have another supply zone around this area. But as you can see right over here, we have two things that can happen to this market around this area. So what we can see is this market is either to reverse from this level over here because it is already testing this resistance point, or the market that is actually going to touch this over here, and the moment is actually moves towards our lines over here, then it is going to have something because you see that is change of character, and this market is actually going to change the direction from there. But what we expect right here is this market actually to be trying to move upon again over here. Remember, this is analysis which we just did, even it's just the same that happened last on the last Monday. The market was actually around this area, you can see, because that's around 7 days. So this market was this market was here, and it touched our support region over here, and actually you can see it is trying to move from 1.26, and now it is actually 0.27800 over there. So that is the move that you can see right over here. This move after testing this is actually going up. So what we can see over here is either this market will try to, let me just see whether this we can have some point. So you can see how this market is actually moving here, and we have it's like we have a demand zone across this area. You know, I just want you to understand so you can try these things on your own. So, and demand zone across this area. So you can see we can wait for this market in case this breakout across here. In case this market breaks this region over here, then there's a probability you're going to see this market moving to 1.31 over here, because you can see this has been the testing point where the market is trying to break over here, testing these all these times over here. Okay, So in case this market breaks this region over here, then we are going to be having this market moving very up. So that is GBP USD that I'll be checking on that to see whether we'll be going to be having the progress. There's a lot of currencies that we can just be checking over here. USD, CHF, but I want to see something on USD JPY. If there's something that actually been losing is JPY, Japanese yen, has actually been so weak. Being so weak, don't know into that area. So you can see how we have been moving with this from this point to here, analyzing it. And let me just go to higher time frame so that we can see whether we can spot something. JPY has actually been losing a lot. So you can see this move actually it is just trying to recover. It's just trying to recover from how it has been losing from 1980s, and from 1993 it's been losing, and the market came down to this place and is trying now to cover this what has been losing right over here. So after gaining the strength, now it's just losing again. So you can see our focus now is towards this region. Our focus now is towards this region. Our focus now is towards this region over here, and there's possibility maybe this market can touch this over here so that we can have triple top the market moving to this area, but there's nothing clear on that. Nothing clear on that. Let's see on 1 day time frame. Do we have? So on 1 day time frame, you can see how this market has been trying to move, and what proves us is how this and we are expecting this area. So what I was expecting is actually this market to touch around this region, and then we can probably have as you can see, if the market actually comes to this region over here, we have the market being overbought around this area, and that is one of the signs. And the second one is that maybe there will be a probability of double top, and that is when we can start looking for something like candlesticks to see whether you are going to have a reversal around that area, around that region over here, which means there is a chance the JPY could continue losing against the dollar over here, against the dollar. But we have seen also the dollar struggling over there, so which means we'll be having this market moving this way. So you can see on this one, because this 1 day time frame, this was not formed, this one. This was not bad. This was, some people could have been looking for this, maybe thinking it be adaptable around that area. There's a, you can see there it's actually trying to respect this uptrend, and that's why it actually formed another high. So what you can see is this market is on uptrend, and you cannot go against that. So that's why the probability of coming to this region over here, and the moment it actually comes to this area over here, that is when we can have a good chance over here. And trust me, when this market comes over here, it will actually try to come up again to 141, which means we have 150, around 150, 149, 150, 149 over there, and then we just be having this market returning to back to 142 over there. So that is what we can be expecting in the long run for USD JPY. That is what we can expect in the long run over here for this. But you know, you have to be having, this market can do anything, so that is what you have to know. So in case maybe it just reverses because your rate has formed a high like this one, so it can still go down because our rate has formed another high, but it will not have completed and touched our trend lines over here, which may not make it so perfect over here. But in case it touches around this region over here, then we would be having a very good opportunity to short this market. Yeah, because it's actually be crossing. You can see every point that was being touched by our resistance point, this, like this one, the market reversed around this here, it can touch this one. We have another one here, a perfect one around this market here, and we're expecting around this area, which will be across here, and then probably we can be having this market now reversing back. We have a lot of things that we can just be checking out. Patrick Otieno, hi Dan, hi there Patrick, I can see you. I can see you there. Commodities, let me just tell you one thing, that the US oil is actually very volatile compared to others. These things is very volatile, and if you're maybe comparing to do scalping over here, if you want to, you can just scalp over here because it goes up and comes down in a cruise rate. 78 to 80 in one day, 80 to 84 one day, and then it just comes back. It's a very nice move over here, very volatile actually. You know, you can trade gold, but gold is actually not that volatile compared to that thing. It moves, it can move in a very crazy move and then return back. So for those people who have small account, then you can consider to avoid that because it can wipe your account so fast. So on the gold side, let me see what we have been. So gold actually, when we check on the 1 month time frame, there's something that has been happening. After then, gold actually touched this mark, that is forming triple top over here. Then we have gold trying to reverse. You can see how it was moving. Let me expand this so that you can see. You can see how it was actually moving. It was moving this way, touching this and going down. It touched this one, moved down, and this one down. So does it mean that we have probability for below 1800? Does it mean, because you can see all these candlesticks that were formed around this area, which is this one, and this one, they are all engulfing candlesticks, which means they are actually being formed lower than the previous one, So if this actually closes around this area, which is maybe closes below this one, then another candlesticks actually can just be formed, and they're just going maybe to go below that one until maybe we can have this area that has been tested across here, this here, or maybe it can just go below that. But do we have below 18, like 1800 over there? Because you can see this point around this area for our time frame, and this monthly time frame over here. Do we have this region, this market coming to this place? Let's see that after this closes over here. But remember, that is long term. This is 1 month time frame, and a lot of things can actually happen between that. But remember, in long term, maybe in coming years, 2 years, 1 year, we can have gold trying to touch the 1800, the mark over here. Okay, that is what you have to know. Monthly time frame. You can see how it's been happening on the weekly time frame, but to see this clearly, let me go to 1 day time frame so that we can see how this market is actually performing. This is how this market has just been performing from 2018. This being around, I like 1 day time frame, sometimes combining for a time frame, 1 hour time frame. This is how the market has been testing this region over here, moving this way, and all that. So on this market, what do you see over here? What can you see? So what we can say about this market is the market is actually trying to go down over here, and you can see how it actually moving over here. And this point, you can see all this, like this one. Okay, this trying to consolidate here and touched around this region. So does this mean we have something like 1840 downward over there? So will this continue? Because you can see all these actually are rent candlesticks. Oh, these are rent, and which means this market is actually just going down. And the reason we have this is because we don't have any area we can say this is being a support area. We don't have that yet. We don't have a support point across this area, unless people were trying to, we thought actually this market will come over here, but it broke this area. This region was, I was looking at this area. I was looking at this region to see, and I think we actually bought around this region. But you can see it's actually being broken around this area. So around 1993, 92, around here. And we're expecting this market to move this way to try and touch the across area or come to 1930 there. Okay, but you can see this area seems to be broken, but you can see the types of candlesticks that are being formed over here, the types of doji that have that seems to have, you know, these types of doji have to be what did they show us? The doji that's long tail, and the wicks over here, the indecision of the traders, you know, the market moving down and up. So you can see this. So this is very important. This type of candle will be here, so it will decide whether it is going to move us from this band zone and actually cross here. So in terms it crosses here, then that is when we can have a positive result to know this market is actually going to be moving up. And I know one thing about us traders, is that anytime maybe a person analyzes the market and it does not go to where actually how you have entered, then you're going to see like he is not going to. But any person who actually analyzes the market and tells you what you want to hear, or where the market is just going because of how you entered into the market, then you are actually going to be laughing it. Okay. That is the reality. So what I can actually expect here is just that move. In case that candlesticks tries to move over here, then we can expect 1930 before the market continue to move. But you can see in the long run we have market going down. Okay, in the long run market can actually go down. But in case this candlestick says us this week crosses that and goes to at least let's see, at least 1900, at least 1903 now, then we can be having at least hope, because you will be crossing from the red zone. But what we have here, is a very dangerous zone. Where the market is now, it's already in a danger, because you can see it has crossed a little bit. But this is to give people, if you have a good risk management, you know, either you have put your 1885 or maybe 1880 over there, you don't have to be worried. Just wait a little bit to see whether it's just going to cross across that area. And the moment it crosses that area, boom, 1930, and the moment it actually reaches 1930, you have to assist from there, because there is high probability this market will touch 1800 in the long run after testing the highest mark. I hope we are there. US oil, one of the things I love so much. US oil, I love US oil. Very soon I love US oil, because you can actually, if you have a good account and you enter into the market, what you have to do is just use a small lot size. Don't use a lot sizes over here. Anytime you are trading US oil, have a good account, leave it. You know, you can even try to buy 81, but with the time the month would actually not end before it actually goes to 84 or something. Or you can even try to sell at any point, and that's this thing is actually going not at any point, but try to sell at a reasonable place or buy at a reasonable place, but it's actually going to come back. It is actually moves in a very smart way, and it's something that's amazing. You know, it's something that pleases. It's something that pleases. So we all want to see market going and coming back. In case maybe you're in losses, then you're going to be, the market is actually going to come back over there. So US oil is one of the things that actually do interest me, because the market, you can appear negative, with time you're positive, and that's crazy. You know, the reason you can see a lot of things over here, because I don't relate how I actually analyze this market because on Friday again we always come live again. So make sure that you always join me on Monday 10 a.m. so that we can talk about the market analysis. On Friday we come again to see if the market did according to our expectations, something like that. What do you see here? So remember what we are talking about, the US oil over here touching 89 over there, but a little reverse over here that happened. Yes, no, monthly time frame does not show us something clear, so let me just go to one time frame directly. So you can see how this market was moving previously, this downtrend, but this actually has been broken up, and after this being broken, then we have this market taking another direction, and we have this region that was testing this area, and this is the point. The reason you see this is because of this supply area, supply zone. This supply zone that you can see here, actually this supply zone, you see, that was tested over here, and the market. But you know, don't worry any time you see this zone being broken, because for now we have this market has been testing this area 1 2 3, and this is the 4th time. So there's high probability this market, in case it broke this once, then the next zone it is going to test is actually 92. So you can see after reversing back a little bit, so you can see this zone was tested here, being tested. These things actually in demand and supply trend lines, the price action, I mean, you know of it, works so much on the US oil, the commodities, especially US oil, I mean, oil, UK oil, US oil. Try it, and actually worked for you. So this area was to be tested, this one and this. So you can see it reversed so well around this area. This the reason here was to enter and sell. You can see this is a very big move from 84 to 78. That's a very big move. For those who don't know, from 84 to 78, actually, if you used the smallest lot size, not the nano, but the micro one, which is 0.01, you could have made $60, which is like almost 10,000, the smallest one. That is it. So you can see how actually these things move so good. So if you had used that smaller size, you could have actually made that good amount of money over here. So what we can see over here is this market trying to come right over here. So this is where maybe you can use the Fibonacci things to see the retracement area. Okay. Okay. But already the market is actually let me expand this. So you can see the reason actually to reverse around this area because of this. We have this support area and we have 100. This is 100 of retracement of Fibonacci, 100%. So that is the move, 100% retracement. You can see this 100 retracement. So we have so many people actually enter between 78 to 100, but this couldn't have actually made a sense because we have a support area and the market is actually trying to go up. So in case we have this breakout, then we are going to get in 792 over there. So we are expecting this market to touch around this area, and then we wait for something we call the breakout of that area. So the time is going so much. Let me check what here. Stock market moving so well. So stock market dollar index. So let's check on the XY, the dollar index. So you can see the dollar index actually been gaining, and where we are now, this is a very critical point. We have a very important point. So you can see how this dollar index has been moving this way. We have this point touched here, tested, but over here it actually seems like it crossed this one, but is actually testing this. It is actually testing this high here. It is testing this point over here. So my question is there a probability that we'll be having reversal here? Let's see. Okay, let's use Fibonacci to see if the market retraces, where it's just going to be this point. So in case this market reverses, let's say, let's give it 52. In case this market comes back over here, then this is what we have. This is what we have. This is what we have. So there is an indication over here. So what I'll be waiting here is this candlestick over here to actually engulf this one, the previous one. And the moment you can see this is a doji, and think this is a doji, yeah? And the moment we have this crossing this point here and engulfing this one, then we actually are going to short this market. But there's high probability this market is actually going to be going over here. So what I can just have is this one. So I'll be putting my TP around 101,700, and then my stop loss will be across, because this is another region that actually can be tested as well here. So what is the ratio? 1 point around 2 here, or maybe I can have this break, so I can have 3 okay, over here. So that is one of it I can just be having. So in case maybe that is my stop loss over here, because you can see my risk reward ratio is 4, I have be having another selling point across here, and actually to be coming down all this way. So that's how to risk I can just take over here. So we have the first point here, which is actually happening right now for the dollar index to be coming down. Remember, if the dollar actually loses here, then we'll be having all of this, something like gold moving up, Euro USD being bullish over here. So those are the things that we actually going to see in case this market moves to that region. But that is the chances I can just take over here, because it's not a very bad entry, because this market is already up here. If you can see, it's already up here, so that's not a very bad entry point across that area. No, what we have to check is this candle over here. In case it moves and recovers the previous one, then we are going to be having something nice. Okay, I promise to check on the Bitcoin. Let me just check on that. Remember, you can trade Bitcoin on FXPesa. You actually use MT5. If you use MT5 there, you can use the FXPesa. You can trade Bitcoin. So you can see the Bitcoin now, it actually moved, testing our 25 mark. Testing points. Remember, then this one is actually recovering. Let me use recovering. It's just recovering. So you can just use like 1 month time frame, because Bitcoin just launched 2008. So for you to see things well, you can try 1 day time frame, because if you go to monthly time frame, it will just show you a few candlesticks, because Bitcoin has not been here for long. It's not like where we have 19 something like currency pair Forex currencies. So we can try to use day time frames over here. So the important point that is being tested here is this. So you can see this. I do this because this is the one that shows us the recovery point. So in case actually it crosses that one, that means we have this market trying to recover from the second crash. The second crash over here. So what you can see is this region around this 25 mark. Kidogo. So what we can see right over here on the Bitcoin side is this region that was actually destined. You can see in one night this market moved here to this region, and that was crazy. And we have this market from this area. So this is a very important point that actually been tested. This is a very important point that was tested here. The mental zone for the Bitcoin. So this time maybe we are going to have this recovery. You can see this has been a region that has actually been tested for a long time. Let me expand it so that you can see. So there is high chances maybe we are going to see the Bitcoin now moving in this direction. So we have high chances this thing will be actually be moving up from this area now. Try now to go up. In case maybe it's just go below this one, then it is actually going to stick. Is going to be going very down to where it was. That is below to what's below 15 there, where it actually touched 15, and that's going to be crazy. But the recovery, actually you can just see it. So these are very nice places to enter into the market, around 25,500, around 26, 25, below 26 will be actually very nice for the Bitcoin over there. So I think the news I actually showed you, that is the only thing that caused this market to be coming to this region, and this will actually create a demand over here for the Bitcoin from this level on. You can see the thing that happened on the Thursday. It caused actually the Bitcoin to be even oversold over here, and that's why we have some recoveries over here that's going to happen, and towards now the 31 again. So that's the one thing that you can expect, maybe either to just be happening this week, next week over there. That's amazing. That's amazing. Same thing, remember the movement for Bitcoin, Ethereum are the same. So if probably you're buying a Bitcoin, remember you actually have to buy same Bitcoin over there. So I think we have come to the end of our market outlook today. Remember to join me next Monday and this Friday to see if the market is actually going to do whatever you had discussed over here. I can see it's already 1 hour that we have actually discussed this. Thank you for those who have joined this live. I see you in the next one on Friday as we continue. So let's see what is just going to be happening. But remember this move, and remember always to be checking the news that we on the calendar. You can just be checking what's just going to be happening over there, the news that we have discussed over here, PMI data, unemployment,